Good afternoon. I am hoping that you can hear me because I had unhooked my webcam and then hooked it back up about an hour ago and it showed that there was sound. Just want to make sure. I will go ahead and welcome you to Barbara's Stamp Pad on Monday afternoon as opposed to Sunday afternoon. So I was driving back from retreat yesterday. So I didn't get an opportunity to have my normal live. So if you come on, say hello and put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Well, hello, Corin. Thank you for sharing. Can you hear me okay? You should be able to hear me okay, but I want to double check before I keep talking. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm going to get my adhesive out and my paper snips. Everything is still packed, you guys. And my glue dots. And what else am I going to need? My take your pick tool. Where did that go? My bone folder. Everything literally is still packed, y'all. And let me get my glue out just in case. What else? What else? Well, if I need anything else, my little basket is right here on the floor. Sounds good? Yay! Okay, so I'm having to, everything was still packed, by the way, from retreat. So I'm having to pull everything out in order to quickly do my live. So I know I had scheduled a live to show you guys a card that I should have come on live yesterday to do, but since I was driving back from retreat, I couldn't do that. So, and I didn't have an opportunity to pre-record something before I left. So, and I took my webcam with me to the retreat, but I forgot the half that sticks on the table. So that wouldn't have worked because I would have done something from retreat. So, but everything is still packed. Some things have been put away, but not everything has been put away. And I feel like I've been going ever since I got back. So, so thank you for joining me this afternoon, and thank you for bearing with me. I washed my hair last night because it needed to get washed, but I did not flat iron it. So this is Barbara's poofy hair, and I tried to tame it a little bit. So it's really poofed before I go to flat iron it. And when I flat iron it, of course, it sits a little better. But so bear with me while I do a demonstration with my poofy hair today. And I took my nail polish off because y'all know I wear teal nail polish, and I didn't even get an opportunity to put clear nail polish on. So my nails aren't done. But I know y'all don't care because y'all are just here to find out how to make a lattice card, right? But thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, I appreciate it. And if after the demonstration you really enjoy and like what you see, then I invite you to hit that thumbs up, share the video. Y'all know when y'all share my videos, for the month of April, there is a share prize. So everybody that shares for each video that you share, you get entered into a drawing. And while I was at retreat, I had decided that, oh, I didn't bring it over here. I only brought one petal park over here. I had decided to that the share prize would be the Growth Takes Time stamp set, which is the same stamp set that I am using for the class kit. And there is still, today's the 10th, there's still 5 more days in order to take advantage of the free class kit. And let me do this banner before I forget. So basically, when you order through me, orders of $35 or more are going to get a free class kit in the mail. It'll be enough supplies in order to make 2 cards. And I will show you the cards when I get these pointed down because they need to be seen. But if you missed my last week's live were putting those cards together. So if you want to go check out the cards, you can go check out last week's live, and that will give you an idea of the class kit, but I'll also show them here. While I was at retreat, I also finished cutting the kits for the orders so far for the first part of the month. So when we were able to order beginning the 4th, I got several orders in. So thank you very much to everybody that ordered. And either today or tomorrow, I will be getting out those class kits. I need to, that's Archie. I need to get out the retreats to go today. I had Shannon come by and pick up hers and 2 others for that needed to get picked up for porch pickup, but the rest of them need to be put in the mail. So I need to do that today after my live. So, but there is the host code floating across the little banner there. I'll leave that there for now. But in the meantime, if you're watching me from YouTube, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little kitty cat holding a subscribe button. You can hover over that and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you know when I go live or I upload a video. It's really that simple. And happy birthday to everyone in the month of April. If you're on my email list, 5 days before your birthday, you'll get a birthday email from me that'll have some special offers. But there will also be a little button where if you want to redeem your birthday gifts from me, you have to request them. I don't automatically send them out. So if you're not on my birthday list and your birthday's coming up, you'll want to get on my list. So in the event description, there should be a link to join my email list. So, and then you'll also get a free PDF tutorial as soon as you sign up. That's an automatic thing that happens. And then today is the deadline for paper pumpkin kits. So if you want the next box that will also contain a free organizer, let me take that banner off real quick. You will want to subscribe. Today is the deadline. Tomorrow we'll be sending out a whole new communication with the next kit. So if you're on my email list, you'll also get that notification, or I also share it to Facebook as soon as the communication goes out. So you'll get a little sneak peek through Facebook as well. But this kit that is for this month is going to contain 9 cards, 3 of each, 3 designs with matching envelopes. The Stampin' Spot is shaded spruce. And there'll be a free box organizer that'll be included so that you can organize your Stampin' Spots. But today is the deadline. So, and if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is our monthly paper crafting subscription service. So if you want to get some craftiness delivered straight to your door every single month, you can just sign up. You can do it month to month, or you can also do prepaid codes that are available in 1, 3, 6, and 12-month subscriptions. On the month to month, you can cancel anytime. Shipping is included when you do the monthly, which that actually is the best option. But if you're gifting somebody something, you can get away with using prepaid codes so that you can give them a code and they can redeem at a later time. But Paper Pumpkin's the way to go. If you want to build your stamp collection, your ink collection, because you get a new stamp every month, and then you also get a new ink spot every month as well. So, and don't forget, currently we have last chance products happening with both our annual catalog and our mini catalog. So things are already starting to go bye-bye. And when they go bye-bye, they're not going to be available anymore. So there should be a link in the description as well for those last chance lists. So you want to go check that out if you haven't already. And then don't forget to check out the clearance rack while you're on there, because there's some pretty good deals on there. So if you're not concerned about purchasing retired merchandise or anything like that, make sure you go check out that clearance rack. There's also stamps and dies and all kinds of goodies on there. And then also we have online exclusives, which for the month of April, the stamp set that I'm using for the class kit in the mail, the growth takes time, as well as the dies, the radiating dies. I think that's what they're called. I didn't look to see if they're back in stock, but they were unavailable at some point. But I haven't looked to see if they've come back. Those are considered online exclusives, which means you're not going to find them in a catalog. So if you want them while they're available online, that is the time to get it. So you want to regularly check at least once a month the online exclusive section of my store, my online store. Let me catch up on some comments. Hello, Samantha. And thank you for sharing, Donna. All right, so what are we going to do today? We are going to get a drawing out of the way because I need to give away last week's cards. So let me share my screen, and you all know, share. No, we're not going to watch the Letitia Starch trial. We want to look at the wheel. And I forgot to mute my phone. Let's do that. Hold on, you guys. I need to answer this text really quick. I wasn't expecting a text. In the middle of my life. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to answer this text. And let me silence my phone. Okay, sorry about that. That's a text that needed to be answered. The wheel. Okay, now I'm back on track. The wheel. Hope you guys can see the wheel. If you watched last week's video, whether it was from Facebook or YouTube, and you liked, commented, and shared, let me make sure it's gonna, I knew that was gonna happen. I've been logged out for a while, so let me double check. Let me get back in there. All right, there we go. All right, you guys know when you like, comment, and share last week's video, let me do some shuffling, that your name's on this wheel, whether you were watching from Facebook or you were watching from YouTube. And I appreciate everyone that shared. You know your name is on here twice. And you already know that you'll be entered into the special drawing for the month of April for anybody that shares my videos. So what are we giving away? Well, last week I did the monthly class kit for the first half of April, which was these 3 cards. I'm going to kind of show them there. I'll show them again when I get the camera pointed down, but we're going to be giving away those cards. And let me shuffle a couple more times. And I turned my sound on and my applause. And then the cats want to get in on it too. That's Archie. Grab a pen. And hi, Geek Kelly. Congratulations, hi, Key. You won not too long ago too. So let me put a sticky note on this. And congratulations. Let me stop sharing. Did y'all even see that? Oh, I guess you did. My stop sharing button went all the way to the top. Okay. The buttons moved on me. So, all right. Let me go ahead and get this camera pointed down so that we can get started. What are we doing today? So the latest craze in cards. I did this a couple of weeks ago, and I did it as a demo originally in our stamp therapist group when Jennifer asked me if I wanted to do a demo, and I was like, yeah. So I had already seen a video or two, and I was like, I think I can do that. So we're going to be making a lattice card today. So if you want to learn how easy it is to make one of these cards, you're about to learn. Okay. And if you saw me do the demo in the group, it's basically going to be the same card because I couldn't. Oh, I have a different design as well. Because at the retreat, that was my share. And I brought my share, my swap card, so that I could show you a swap card that I did with a different bundle. So we're going to be doing that. So let's get this camera pointed around. You're going to see my, there you go. You're going to see that. And let me take a sip of my soda. I don't think this is too bright for you guys to see, but this is the card that I did a couple of weeks ago during the team meeting. And it's a lattice card because you can see the slats kind of there on the side. This original card I did with just regular basic white cardstock, but the card I'm going to do today, I'm actually going to do it with the thick cardstock because it does make a difference. But that's the card that we're going to do. And I don't remember getting a sentiment, but I'll have to pull something really quick when I get to that part. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can get a close-up of what I'm doing here. Okay, that's as much as it'll zoom, but that'll work. All right, so we are going to start out with, like I said, we're going to be using the thick cardstock. You can actually hear how thick that is, but we're going to start with a piece of thick cardstock that is 4¼ inches wide by 11 inches. So basically it is half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper that we're going to be using. Okay. And then I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can do with the paper as far as decorating it a little bit. Okay, so we are starting out this way, and I've got my trimmer where I cut on the top. That's just easiest for me. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cutting 6 strips of 1/2 inch. So six of these 1/2 inch strips of cardstock. Okay, just give me a moment, please. You want to make sure they're straight, Barbara. Y'all, this card, I was just like, this is so easy. When you get your base down, then the decorating is pretty much however you want to decorate it. It is so super easy. I didn't have a chance to paint my nails, and my nails feel naked. I didn't even put clear coat on them, you guys. All right, so we have our 6 strips, our 6 1/2 inch strips at that. And then what we have left is this piece right here. And what we're going to do, take your little cutter thing and push it all the way down, or else you'll end up cutting this piece of paper and have to start all over. And these will all be scraps. Ask me how I know. All right, so at what's left, we're going to take that and we're going to score it at 5.5. So there's my little 5.5. I know there's a little glare right there, but we're going to score it at, what are you doing? Oh, I really hope the cat does not jump up here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip it around because I cut this side. So I'm going to flip it around and score it at 5.5. Okay, because I want this side to be scored. Okay, so then we have a little score mark there. And then we have all our pieces So let me take those off. And we're going to be using masking tape. Now, at retreat, I totally forgot my masking tape, but I ended up using Post-it notes and it worked just fine. So we're going to take that score and just fold it, and I'm going to burnish that edge with my bone folder. So now you have this little piece right here. And then now we're going to be using these little strips, but let me grab the masking tape. Our masking tape comes in this little 5x7-ish size. I don't know if that's the measurements, but anyway, it's masking tape. And I'm going to use, let me cut this. Let me cut it into at least 1-inch strips real quick. Let me just cut a couple of 1-inch strips because that's all you really need. And you can reuse your masking tape too, by the way. So don't feel like you're going to be wasting it if you don't use it. Okay. So now what do we have? We have our masking tape. We have 2 pieces of masking tape, and we're going to be using those. I'm going to take one of the pieces. I can grab onto a corner here. Bear with me while I grab on. There we go. All right. Now, this piece is the sticky piece. I'm going to put the sticky piece up underneath there like that because I want that piece to come down. I want it to come down all the way down to the end of the card. And then the other piece, we're going to help hold this card down while we put it together. And okay. And then this piece is going to just help hold the card down. Okay. Just gives it a little bit of, so you can work with it. And then now you have all these 6 pieces. And now we're going to start to assemble this. You want to make sure that the cut pieces are down because there are 2 sides to your, and I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see that, but you can feel on your cardstock when the cutter presses down on the paper. So we're going to start on the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to line this one piece up at the very bottom from side to side. Okay, line up that bottom piece so that it's flush with the bottom piece of your card. And then we're going to take another piece. Now these pieces, there's going to be 4 pieces that go across your card horizontally. They can be adjusted if you need to adjust them, okay, as far as spacing is concerned. And I'm going to put the last one right there. And I think, I don't know if y'all can see that because of the shadow, but if I pull it up, you guys can see those are spaced pretty good. You know, it's like a fence. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, you can move, you can take them off and adjust them up or down if you need to. But I think I did a pretty good job the first time. So I'm going to leave those alone. And what we have left is these 2 pieces. And these 2 pieces are going to go right here. And that is where our glue comes in. You can use glue or you can use glue dots, but you want to hold this down and literally just a dab will do. And you want to kind of keep them within the same line. Okay. So going down and then do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the opposite side while I have this glue open. Okay, and then these last 2 strips, we're going to place, hold that down, we're going to place over here. You want them to be hanging off just a little bit. Get those lined up from top to bottom. Just press it down. That way it sticks. Now it is glue and it is drying, so you want to give it some time to set. And then now we're going to do the other side. They don't have to be like perfect as far as the length hanging off unless you absolutely want them to be symmetrical. Okay, so let's press that down. All right. Now you want to let this set. You want to let this set, okay? Because it is glue and it is drying, and the only thing that's kind of holding these things together right now is the masking tape. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and take this up and move that off to the side because, oops, let me pick those up. Something fell. It was my swap. It was my swap in my other sample that fell. Okay, so I actually already have an extra one that is already done, but all I did, this one's already dry. But what I did is I just took off the masking tape after this piece was dried. Do not jump up here. Boy, she was looking. These pieces are still drying. So what happens is if you take your masking tape off too quick before your pieces dry, then these all these will come apart, because the only thing holding the horizontal strips is your vertical pieces. And if you take this off too soon, it'll all come apart. Okay, so that's why you want to give it a little time to dry. But I already have one that is done and ready to go. It's already, and she jumped up here. What are you doing? Oh my goodness. Whitney, you can't come up here, Mama. She just totally jumped up here right under the camera. Come on, you can't come up here. No, you just did not hiss at me. She hissed at me, you guys. She's the one that jumped up here. I know y'all saw that orange and black, and that was her. She just went right up underneath the camera. Anyway, this piece is dry, and now we can decorate. And I'm going to be decorating this with the petal heart bundle, which, by the way, also has a corresponding punch. And so we're going to be doing that. And the first piece I'm going to do is, let me get my blocks. We're going to be mounting. These have not been cleaned off from the retreat. I got two of them here. So don't worry about the writing on those. I need to take those off. And then we're going to be using the corresponding piece for that one. And then we have that one. And then we have that one. But we're also going to be using the little splotch stamp. And let me grab a small one for that. Okay, got a little small one there. And my parakeet party. So we're going to stamp. I didn't do one before I did this. So now we're going to be stamping it. It's a photopolymer, so I want to put a little bit of a foam pad underneath there. And we're going to be stamping the detail of this particular floral piece. It's really more leaves. It's very leafy. We're going to stamp this in Parakeet Party, full strength. And then we're going to take the corresponding stamp that goes with that. And we're going to stamp off. So I'm going to stamp off on the back of this just to get, because I don't have a scrap piece of paper. Here, let me do this. Stamp off. And then let me flip this back around so that I can stamp over this image. See if I can get this lined up pretty good. There we go. So when you stamp off, it'll give like a lighter version of what you just stamped from like the other side. That's regular strength. And this is the stamped off strength because I wanted there to be a definitive difference between the colors of the outline and the inside color. Now, I will tell you that this particular, I'm going to do some fussy cutting and I'll try to go through this really quick. This particular image does not have a die. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So we are just going to fussy cut this as best we can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try to do at least a decent job of fussy cutting. And I'm kind of getting close to the edge there. I didn't mean to get that close to the edge. So I will just chit chat while I'm doing this, but retreat was fun. So if you guys don't ever go on retreats, or if you never had an opportunity to go on a retreat, you need to go. That cottage in Waxahachie was gorgeous. And it took me, well, by the time I got on the road, it was literally probably closer to 3, even though we did pretty good with leaving. We were out of the cottage by about 2:15. Yolanda, and that's when Yolanda and I left. And so we had started, because everybody was done with their make and takes and the add-on classes, we were able to get a good head start on cleaning up, which was nice. But I enjoyed my time with everyone this weekend. Yolanda cooked all the meals, and so we were well fed between that and the snacks that people brought. And yeah, the beds were awesome. It's always nice to have a good bed to sleep in when you're out on a retreat. The place was clean. If y'all never been out there, it's the Crafty Chics Cottage in Waxahachie, Texas. And it was out on FM 876. And it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. You can tell when a crafting person builds a retreat because all the little amenities that are part of a retreat were just like spot on. And not only that, but several of us got massages while we were there. So Friday, when Cassandra came and did massages, oh my goodness, we were in heaven. The table was heated, and according to the other girls that got a massage, Cassandra worked out all our kinks, and we were feeling a little sore by that night, but by the next day, we were feeling good because those little parts of our bodies that were ailing us were just feeling good. Feeling good. Got some stuff done while I was there, and everybody got their make and takes done. We had 16 make and takes, and I'm going to just go back and clean up a few areas that look a little rough. But I don't know if I'm going to do a fall retreat at this point, but if I do a retreat later this year, it's probably going to be a summer retreat, and it'll be to go. If I don't find a venue to do a day retreat over here in the San Antonio, Texas area, at least a venue that's reasonable. Okay, I think I got it all. All right, I think I got it all. So look out for either a fall retreat date, or it'll be a summer retreat that might be a day retreat, but if it's not a day retreat, it'll end up being to go. Okay. All right. So I have this piece that we're going to be working with, and then now we are going to, let me see if I can get it on this other piece of paper here. Now we're going to be doing our flowers, which are 2 stamp sets. We're going to do the same thing. We are going to, with the outline, we're going to use Night of Navy. So let's do that. Oh, perfect. Okay. I wanted to make sure I had enough room. So we're going to stamp the outline in Night of Navy because I'm going to do 2 sets of flowers. And then the inside, we are going to, we're going to stamp off. So once again, and I'm going to use this little scrap piece and hopefully that's big enough to stamp off on. So we're going to stamp, and then over the image that we have here, we're going to stamp off. So you get that lighter image and you can see the difference between the 2 colors. And then I'm going to do it again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can scooch this over a little bit because I don't want to waste those flowers if I can use those. So keep that in mind too when you're doing this, when you're stamping off. So now I have 6 flowers that I can use for something else. And then I'm going to stamp off again on my second image here. There we go. All right, so I can use these flowers for later. So if you stamp off on a piece of some scrap cardstock, don't throw those away because you might be able to use those for something else. And I know I will too. So now we have 2 sets of these flowers and we're going to punch them out with our coordinating punch. And let's see. Oh, perfect. It goes this way. So let's punch those out. Might take a moment to line them up. So let's, oh, perfect. I'm doing these sitting down, so I had to use both hands. And then we'll do the other set. So the biggest piece of that was getting the base together. And then now that you have your base, you can do all your little pieces you need in order to, Whitney left one of her hairs behind. Get that out of there, is just to decorate it. Okay. Now with the small stamp, the little splotch, there's a little bitty splotch stamp. It's kind of more like dots, kind of random dots. That's part of Petal Park. We're just going to decorate in a couple of spots this little splotchy image. And let's do right there. Okay. Nothing fancy, just a few random little splotches happening there. And then with the, that looks like it's too bright. Let me see if I can turn that down a little bit or turn this off. That probably helped a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So this piece right here, you can put this, you know, there's a couple of different ways you can put this depending on if you want it to be more, you know, up and down or if you want it to be kind of sideways. I'm going to leave mine like right there. And you can put it up with dimensionals or you can just, you know, put it down with your adhesive. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back. Just a little bit of glue just to help hold it down. You don't want to do it too far down because you do have these slats that are here. Okay. And then I'm just going to put mine kind of at an angle because I want you to see those splotches. And I know my glue is right behind this one little section right there. Okay. And then now we can start putting these on. Let me get my dimensionals. We'll start putting these on. And y'all know me, I like to fluff up my flowers. So we're just I'm gonna fluff these up a little bit, curl the corners, pinch the leaves, whatever it takes. And then start putting these on. We'll put one in the middle there. And then the larger ones, same thing. When I saw how easy this was, I was like, all right, I gotta do this. I gotta show them how easy this is. And then we're gonna put this one over there off to the side, and let me grab a smaller one. Put a one in the chat if you have done one of these cards. I want to see how many other people have done a card like this. So put a one in the chat if you've done one of these cards. Or put a two in the chat if you are seeing this for the first time and learning yourself. I want to see how many people have done one of these or who is seeing this for the first time. Okay, and I'm just putting these up with dimensionals, and then I'm going to put a loose one down here just to help decorate the lattice part. And you'll end up having an extra little piece here. You can definitely put this on here if you want. If you want to squeeze in another one right here, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's squeeze in one right behind. But I'm going to put that down with a glue dot instead. I'm not going to put that up with the dimensional. That way it gives a little dimension. I'm gonna squeeze this one back behind there, just so I can use that one up. Okay, so Donna's seeing it for the first time. Stella, Bonnie, I have not seen your name before. Bonnie Giras. I haven't seen your name before. Welcome. Donna, it's really bright today. It is overcast over here in San Antonio. Thank you for sharing, Carol, and hello. And there's Stella. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So we're getting there. Look, it's coming in. It's taking shape. Now, I've got a little room over here to do a sentiment. So I'm going to be doing, I've got my scrap piece of paper of basic white. This is where scraps come in real handy. I've got my piece of basic white and my piece of Night of Navy. And we're going to do the scallop in Night of Navy. So let's punch one of those out. And then we're going to do the bottom with some basic white. All right. Let's do a sentiment. I put thank you on my other one, but I don't remember where thank you came from because I like to use different stamp sets for different sentiments. So let me find a stamp set real quick that has thank you. I wonder if Happy Label. Let's use Happy Labels just because it's the first one I came across that has a thank you stamp. This is Happy Labels, and I have no idea if it's carrying over. I didn't look to see if it's carrying over, but if it's not, this is this has currently it was available in a bundle. There's a punch set that goes with this as a bundle, but I didn't look to see if Happy Labels is carrying over. So and we're going to put that on there, and hopefully this fits on the piece that I punched out. And we're about to find out. We are about to find out. Get that back over here, and let's see. Let's see. Does thank you fit on there? I think it will. Okay, so we're going to tap, 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 tap. Make sure I got that inked up pretty good. And thank you. Perfect. That was off the Happy Label stamp set. Okay, and then now we're going to get a little adhesive on the back of that so we can mount that to our little scallop. Perfect. Bring our card back, and let's see. Because I want to make sure that I'm not going to get glue everywhere, I'm going to put a little glue just on this piece right here so that this sentiment can stick to. If I put it on the back of my little sentiment here, I would risk getting it in the wrong spot. So I'm just going to put it on my card, and I'm going to put my label over that. Just give it a little pressure. You don't want to put too much glue, because if you put too much glue, then what happens is on the back side, it's going to ooze out, and then this part of your card is going to stick to this part of the card, and then you've gotten this far, you're just going to mess up your card. So just put a little bit, a little will do, and then you can see it's glue, so it's still moving around a little bit. You have a little bit of wiggle room to get it straightened on there. And then what do we have left? We need some bling. So I'm just going to use some basic pearls because they're easy. Let me just make sure I got big ones. I need some big ones. I'll use this. This is a little, those are little though. I want some big ones. I don't have big ones, at least not a package that's open. All right, well, let me use my iridescent pearls. So let's use those. Let's use those. We're going to put a little bling on the centers of our flowers. I can get these out. There we go. And this is our take your pick tool. So I'm going to take off the edge there, and let's put a big one. We're going to put a big one in the middle of our big flowers. And then we have other sizes we can put in the centers of the other ones. So let's grab some of those. You don't have to put them on all of them, but you can certainly do that if you have a lot of little embellishments that you need to use up. But this is where those little scrap pieces come in handy. Like if you have just a little strip of little ones left, you can use those up by putting them on your card. Okay, now you have the choice to leave it as, because I think this alone, the card is cool, or you can put some ribbon on it. And I'm going to do a double ribbon with both the Parakeet Party and the Night of Navy metallic woven ribbon. So let me make a double bow. It's a little bit trickier. Let's see if I can grab onto it because it's metallic, as opposed to when I normally do like linen thread or something. And I'm going to pull those tight because these can get very loose. The cats are chasing each other. Y'all can't tell. Jingles going up and down. Whitney. Let me trim those. It's Whitney. She's got a wild hair in her, you guys. Now, these are carrying over, and these are also in 3 other colors. So we have 3 of our other in colors that this was available in. But I just chose those 2 because I'm using Night of Navy and Parakeet Party in with this. And I have a double bow, one in each color. And I'm going to get a glue dot on there. And let's put our bow, right there. Okay, I think that kind of helps dress up the card a little bit. But if you don't have another ribbon, you could get away with like a Night of Navy twine or basic white twine. You could do that. Or if you wanted to just use the Parakeet Party, you could, you can dress this up any way you want. And if you really wanted to put an extra little special bling on it, you could also wink a Stella your flowers. But let me show you what it looks like when this is a sample of what it would be if it was like on another, like a colored piece of cardstock. But on this one, when you emboss the little strips that you cut off, you can emboss those. This one was with the Timber 3D embossing folder. So you kind of get that, you get some texture to your card when you do that. And then let me show you, what did I do with it? It was just right here. My swap for the retreat was using it with the Irresistible Blooms bundle. I took a flower off of the DSP, and then I also used the same, I used Petal Park for the flowers to do little accent flowers. So I punched those out, but those were in, my mind just drew a blank. Soft seafoam. I did it in soft seafoam. And then I did the leaves in stamped off soft succulent because I wanted the light colors. And then if you can see a little bitty shine in the light, that is because I put Wink of Stella on the flower. And then I did a double bow with our linen thread. And then I also embossed the little picket fence thingies when I did this card as well. And then I did use iridescent pearl basic jewels. And then right behind that flower, I don't know if y'all can see that, there's a piece of vellum that has been die cut out with one of the stitched circular dies, just so that there's a little bitty accent piece behind that. But that was my swap for the retreat. So I wanted to show you guys that as well. But that literally is how you can make one of these lattice cards. I guess that's the official name. That's what I call it. It looks like a lattice, but it also could be like a fenced card. And if you wanted to give the card a little bit more stability, you could definitely put a piece of our window sheet behind that, just so that it's not so flimsy on the front. But because I used thick cardstock, it helps a little bit. It helps a little bit to use thick cardstock. And we only have thick cardstock available in basic white and berry vanilla. Okay, so you're very limited on your thick cardstock. So if you decide to use another like just regular basic white, or even like another colored cardstock, you could put a window sheet behind that in order to give it a little stability. But that's what it looks like. That was my sample that I demonstrated today. And this was the swap that I did at retreat. So I hope that you enjoyed learning how to make one of these cards. I know I did. And I just didn't realize how easy it was until I did it myself. And so, yeah, on this one, I used the same stitched dies, and the banner die cut, I put my sentiment up here. I just slid my little banner die cut back behind the leaves here. And I used, oh, I don't remember the stamp set I used, but it was Happy Birthday. It's the one that has, oh my gosh, I drew a blank because we used it on one of the make and takes. It's the one that has all of the sentiments on it. It'll be in a supply list. I need to load the supply list for this. And so I'll just put it in there, which one I used for that one, and then which one I used for this one as well. So, yeah. Oh, no worries, Shannon. I know you were doing stuff. Donna needs to try. Thank you, Donna. Yeah, they were super simple to make. So hopefully y'all can go out there and make your own and make your little stash and show people how creative you are. You know, you learned something today. I know when I learned how to do this a few weeks ago, I was like, all right, I gotta show my peeps how to make these. So but yeah, super easy. It's all in the decoration, however you want to decorate it. Once you get your base out of the way, then everything else is kind of like you can do whatever you want. But you can also do these landscape as well. You just have, it's the same thing. You just turn your card landscape. And of course, you know, instead of portrait, it's going to be, you know, landscape. But I think the portrait ones look more fancy, but I have seen other ones that have been done landscape that look equally gorgeous as well. So yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you, Stella. Yes, Shannon, go to greetings. Yes, that's the one that I used my swap with, because it has happy birthday, thank you. It's got it in different fonts. And so, and I believe that is carrying over as well, if I remember correctly. So that one's a good one because it does have the same sentiments in different fonts and different sizes. And that's why I chose this one right here, because I needed a small one to do on this little bitty banner here. I didn't want a big, you know, sentiment on this card down here. I wanted it to balance out a little bit. So yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. And thank you again to both of my mods. I have a couple of mods. I didn't see Beverly on here, but she's probably busy. But Beverly Hassel and Scrap and Stamp with Shannon, they're both of my mods. And so whenever I do a live, if y'all ever have any questions or anything, they're always going to be in the chat to help answer because I'm looking down doing a demo and I don't see everything right away. And so, so thank you for being. Thank you for modding, and it's okay that you were late. And so, but thank you everybody else that joined. Thank you if you're watching the replay. Y'all have a great day. Today was in lieu of yesterday's live. I was supposed to go live, but since I was coming back from a retreat, but I didn't want to have to y'all wait another whole week. So I was like, let me just set up a live for Monday afternoon. And then now today, I got to get the to-go kits out in the mail so they can get their goodies. And so, yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Samantha. So thank you for joining me. And I hope you learned something. Go make your own and go show everybody how talented you can be. And make sure to check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure they're doing okay. And other than that, we will see you all next Sunday. And I will tell you something. Thank you so much, Donna. The add-on class that I used with the Regency Park bundle, I really liked the scrapbook page that I did. And I'm not going to show y'all just yet, okay? So, but I will tell you that beginning this week, I am going to pick back up where I left off. Well, I can't do it where I left off because where I left off, I was in the middle of a layout and that paper's not available anymore. So I'm like, oops, I kind of waited too long. But starting this week, you will start to see scrapbook page layout videos once again being posted on Wednesday morning. So just keep in mind, they're still going to be pre-recorded. And so once they're pre-recorded, they'll post at 10 o'clock on Wednesday mornings, and it'll look like I'm live, but I'm not. It'll be pre-recorded. And so if I can join you all on the pre-recorded live, then I will see you all in chat. Other than that, I think y'all are going to really like the next scrapbook page layout using the Regency Park, which is it was the designer series paper. Everything just kind of came together and I really liked it. And I was like, you know what? This is a good time to start back up with the scrapbook page layout. So that is something coming up. So you'll get a notification 10 o'clock Wednesday morning that there'll be a live. So I hope to see you guys in the chat. And other than that, I hope you all have a great day wherever you're at. And we will see y'all later. All right. Bye.